This is the Betta solar-powered automatic robotic pool surface skimmer cleaner, and right away the look of this thing stands out. It's got a sleek, modern design in white plastic with a wide solar panel sitting right on top, and the whole thing gives off futuristic vibes with a really solid build. It's not too big or heavy. Honestly, I could easily carry it with one hand and set it right next to my pool, and it definitely doesn't look like a typical pool tool cluttering up your backyard. From my experience, I've used all kinds of pool cleaners before, but most of them either connect to the filtration system or you need to plug them in and set up hoses. As far as robotic tools go, I usually think of the ones that crawl along the bottom of the pool, scrubbing away dirt and algae. But the Betta SA is actually a surface skimmer, which means it floats on top and collects any leaves, bugs, pollen, or debris before they sink to the bottom of your pool and become a bigger headache. I was honestly a bit skeptical at first. My pool is really surrounded by trees, so there's always stuff falling in, and I wasn't sure a little floating robot could keep up, especially since it relies just on sunlight for power. But here's the thing, after leaving it in the pool for a couple weeks, this Betta made a noticeable difference. My old skimmer baskets used to fill up every couple days, and I always saw floaties on the surface, especially after windy days. With this robotic skimmer, the surface stays clear way more often, and emptying its basket is way easier than dealing with the built-in skimmer baskets. I want to talk about a few key features that matter from a user point of view, especially if you're new to pool maintenance. First thing that stands out is that this is totally solar-powered. No cords, no need to plug it in. There's a rechargeable lithium battery inside, and the top of the unit is a big solar panel. So as long as you get a decent amount of sun, this thing keeps going on its own. I live somewhere with a lot of sunny days, and I've been really pleased with how it kept cleaning pretty much 24/7 during pool season. Even when there's some clouds, it seems to keep enough charge going that it keeps running. The only time I've ever had it just stop was after a string of really rainy, overcast days, but as soon as the sun came back out, it started up again. The main job of this skimmer, of course, is to collect debris floating on the surface before it sinks. There's a built-in basket underneath, and it's a pretty generous size. It's got a fine mesh, so even little stuff like pollen, pine needles, and smaller bugs get caught. For me, emptying the basket was easy. There's a handle and a quick-release catch, and it pops open without the need to take the whole robot out of the pool. The capacity is big enough that even in the middle of fall, I usually didn't have to empty it every day. Another thing I appreciate is how the Betta gets around the pool. It's got these twin motors and does a surprisingly good job moving both forwards and backwards, steering itself around pool steps and features. There's some basic smart tech in here. Ultrasonic sensors, so it can tell where obstacles are and avoid getting stuck. My pool has some awkward corners and stairs, and I rarely had to fish it out because it got jammed. It also stays at the surface, so it doesn't get stuck in shallow water. I was a little unsure if it could handle my saltwater pool, since chemicals can be tough on pool equipment, but the Betta is specifically built for both saltwater and regular pools. The motors are salt chlorine tolerant, so they don't corrode, and the body has UV-resistant material that protects it from sun damage, which is huge if you leave this thing floating outside for months. After using it most of the summer, I haven't seen any fading or breakdown in the plastic, which is great. For people who want a little more control, the included remote is really handy. Personally, I love that I can steer the skimmer to a certain area of the pool if there's a big pile of leaves floating around, and I can do it without getting my feet wet. The remote is basic but straightforward. You just press buttons to drive it forward, backward, left, or right, and after 2 minutes of no input, it goes back to automatic. That's perfect for little messes, while for day-to-day cleaning, I don't have to worry about it at all. One thing I really like as well is how quiet it is. Compared to my old robotic bottom cleaner, which always made a droning sound when running, the Betta floats gently and doesn't make a distracting noise. I barely notice it's there when I'm sitting by the pool, and it won't kill the vibe of a relaxing swim day. Talking about charging, its recharge time is impressively quick. On bright sunny days, it takes only about 5 to 6 hours to fully top up, which means you aren't losing much cleaning time even if you go through a cloudy spell. For someone who wants low effort, minimal maintenance, and a cleaner pool, this is really helpful. If you're wondering about installation, I'll tell you, there's nothing to install. Just take the Betta out of the box, turn it on, place it in your pool, and let it do its thing. There's no need to mess with cords, hoses, or setup. For me, that's an absolute win. Now, because I want to be fair, let's be real about some points. The Betta is not for every pool. If you have an infinity pool, the design isn't compatible, and if your pool has sharp, really strange corners, it might occasionally have trouble navigating them. Once, when mine was a little dirty, the sensors got confused, and it started circling instead of cleaning. A simple wipe of the sensors solved it, but it's good to keep that in mind. Some light maintenance is still a must. The debris basket needs to be emptied often during high debris times, which is honestly the same for any skimmer. Just a heads up if your yard is super messy. As for price, this unit is pricier than basic manual skimmers or older robotic options. But when I consider the amount of free time I've gained by basically never hand skimming, and how much less often I run my main robotic cleaner, I think it balances out. A lot of folks ask if this is all you need to keep your pool clean. If you're brand new to pool maintenance, here's how it works. The Betta is great for surface stuff, floating leaves, bugs, dog hair, that layer of pollen, and it intercepts debris before it sinks. This means less work for your main cleaner and a huge reduction in how often you need to drag your vacuum robot out. However, for the stuff that settles at the bottom, or scrubbing algae from the pool walls, you still need to brush and occasionally run a traditional submersible cleaner. The Betta complements your existing setup, rather than completely replacing it. From my experience, it's perfect for anyone who is tired of spending hours netting out leaves or cleaning baskets, and for anyone who just wants to walk outside and see a clear pool day after day. I'd recommend this for pool owners who deal with trees, bugs, or a ton of surface debris, and for anyone looking for a low-maintenance, eco-friendly pool gadget. The solar power is a major plus, and no cords means it doesn't get in the way when you swim. In my opinion, the Betta is one of the most set-and-forget pool tools I've ever used. It doesn't pretend to do it all. You'll still have to think about deeper cleaning every once in a while, but for daily skimming and keeping the pool surface inviting, it does a fantastic job. The basket design makes emptying hassle-free, and it just keeps going as long as the sun is out. In conclusion, if you're looking for a smart solar pool skimmer that works independently, is easy to use, and will take care of most surface debris so you don't have to, the Betta is absolutely worth considering. For me, it's a massive time saver. It keeps my pool looking great, and it actually delivers on what it claims. If you found this quick review helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below if you have any questions or want to share your own experience. Thank you for watching.